It has been a familiar build-up to every squad and team announcement. England must pick Smith. He's too good to ignore, but it is a different Smith this time. All the noise is about the flying Finn. Northampton's 21-year-old fly-half was included in Steve Borthwick's squad for the Six Nations, and there is a general assumption that he will be third in the playmaker pecking order behind George Ford and that other Smith, Marcus. But Finn responded to his call-up with the sort of performance which suggests that he deserves to be regarded as more than a mere test apprentice, there to learn the ropes and hold tackle bags. Phil Dowson's Saints extended their winning streak to 9 matches, in one of the most forbidding venues in European rugby. Despite picking up a red and yellow card along the way, they claimed a famous 26-23 victory over Munster at Thomond Park in Limerick. It was another momentous result which had Smith's fingerprints all over it, and his boot marks. A personal haul of 16 points included a drop goal shot from near the halfway line, which reinforced the self-belief driving his personal purple patch. His decision-making, control and execution in adversity was the mark of a test-class talent. This wasn't a procession or a razzle-dazzle contest. This was the Premiership leaders putting their burgeoning reputation on the line against famously tough opponents who offer a hostile reception to visitors, on and off the field. It was a high-intensity fight to the finish. In other words, it wasn't a far cry from what international rugby is like, and Smith excelled, again. Right now, he is red hot, so surely it is a good time to pick him for a debut. Italy in Rome in the Six Nations opener presents a perfect opportunity to integrate the former Worcester prospect, who has thrived since moving across the Midlands in a hurry last season. While he is on a roll, let him keep rolling into the Eternal City. A start would be a big leap, but he could understudy either Ford or the other Smith, with the aim of being eased in off the bench. There is every chance he could be deployed in a winning position, to limit the pressure. There are not many prime chances to introduce a newcomer in the primary decision-making role, and the game on February 3rd is one of them. Borthwick will map out his selection for the first 2 back-to-back rounds, and Finn Smith could have a part to play in the first one before the more established 10 share the conductor's duties for the clash with Wales at Twickenham. England are not going to play like Northampton, who have swept aside all comers with creative brilliance. But the national team can still make use of the man who has the Saints dancing to his tune. Steve Diamond being put in charge at Newcastle makes sense. He is a canny operator, well versed in functioning on a tight budget. He knows the Premiership inside out. He is a tough customer and will make the Falcons more streetwise and resilient. Once he has got his feet under the table at Kingston Park and banged heads together, the Falcons will find a way to break the cycle of league defeats this season. But all Diamond can do, realistically, is paper over the cracks. Major investment is needed at the North East club. There is huge sympathy for Alex Codling, ousted in this mid-season overhaul, who took over after being successful in France, only to discover that Newcastle's spending deficit compared to their rivals made it a near impossible job. All who care deeply about the Falcons will hope that a Geordie businessman or consortium can be found, to step in and add financial clout. That quest is something Diamond is bound to help with, as a savvy wheeler dealer. There would be a case for the RFU to intervene, to aid a club with such strategic value, but that would be anti-competitive, so Newcastle need an alternative funding solution. Soon.